First on Fox Chicago News tonight, pull out the shovels, gas up the snowblower, and get out all that salt. The snow is a-coming. Live Power Doppler is tracking a heavy winter storm, and this one is shaping up to be wicked. We're not talking 1 or 2 inches here, but more than a ½ foot is going to fall before all is said and done.
So tomorrow's morning commute's going to be bad. The evening commute's going to be even worse. Chief Meteorologist Amy Freeze is tracking this storm. Hi, Amy.
Good evening to you. We do have the storm in range right now. As it moves in, the snow will be light at first, but by the time you wake up, heavy snowfall across the area. Let's get right to the pictures on the storm analysis machine. We're tracking the storm as it moves in. You can see it's making its way towards the western suburbs. What I'm going to do is put the storm analysis machine in the 1-hour futurecast mode. So you'll see within the next hour, snow is in the Aurora area and the western suburbs, also into central Will County. We're also tracking heavy snow. This is the snow machine, which isolates the heaviest bands, which are now well south of Chicago, making their way into Peoria. So when the snow gets going, it will be light at first, but those heavier bands making it in the early dawn hours. So snow will be sticking on the grounds by the time you wake up. Here's a look at the winter storm warning. Everybody included in this one, and it's significant snowfall. Future weather has the snow continuing all day long tomorrow, right through the afternoon, including when kids are getting out of school. Snow continuing through the evening hours, and blowing and drifting snow is a real possibility through the late evening hours. And the latest information shows this storm stalling out and continuing into parts of the day on Friday. Now, the 48-hour snowcast shows a blanket of snow across the entire Midwest, and Chicago does have some very heavy snowfall expected in this one, a ½ foot for everybody, and some parts of the area getting up to a foot. Here's what to expect. Snow developing, both commutes affected tomorrow, and bitter cold to follow. I have new information in on the snow totals and those bitter cold temperatures. It's ahead in the full forecast.
All right, thank you, Amy. Western Iowa, meanwhile, is already getting slammed.
And if we're going to look like this, right here, there's the picture, it's going to mean headaches. Here's Sioux City, which is along the Iowa-Nebraska.
Okay. Hope for a big family.
We'll make quick work of it, okay?
Yeah, this is going to be a big storm, and hopefully you can shovel in little bits throughout the day. I know some people will be at work and they won't be able to do that, but this is one of those storms that if you can take care of it as it comes, that'll be the best case scenario because it will stack up quickly. It is a light, fluffy snow, but there will be plenty of it. It's going to stack up quick. Let's get started tonight from the Shedd Aquarium, looking back over the city, the quiet before the storm. We do have the snow in range, though, on Live Power Doppler tonight. We'll be tracking this online as it moves in at myfoxchicago.com. Not just Live Power Doppler, but there's also a live chat you can check out as well. Within the next hour, light snow will be in the far western suburbs, and it will continue across the entire area tonight into tomorrow and parts of Friday. Temperatures are plenty cold for snow, and the temperatures will play a role in how this snow affects your commutes on both ends. The colder the surfaces, the harder it is to treat, and so they will be doing double duty around here, trying to keep the roads clear. A lot of the side streets likely will be snow-packed by tomorrow afternoon, as this will be very cold, dry snow that sticks to the surface quickly. Temperatures are going to be cold for the next several days, but behind the storm system, our daytime highs could be less than the current temperature of 14 degrees. So bitter cold comes in behind this one. It's an Arctic blast that's going to affect much of the country. All right, tracking the storm tonight on satellite and radar. Here it is, a big bunch of moisture coming in. It's a large area, and the storm will stall out as it makes its way into Chicago. It's been moving pretty quickly across the plains, but once it gets here, there's another storm system that's pushing back, and that force will keep the storm over us even longer than Thursday night, probably into Friday morning for parts of the area. One of the tools we use to find out the heavy snow, we call it the snow machine on storm analysis, and the areas in pink are the heaviest bands of snow. So right now the heavy bands are tracking over Peoria, but we're expecting this part of the storm system to come in overnight tonight. As it does so, a couple inches of snow on the ground when you wake up, but the storm will be far from over. On the futurecast, once again, pink, heavier bands of snow. Watch what happens once we get into Thursday night and Friday morning, a few bands right along the lakefront, and that's where we're expecting it to really stack up. So just because the snowfall by midday tomorrow isn't that impressive, the storm isn't quite done yet. This is the high definition futurecast showing us the same thing. Heavy bands of snow coming in through the mid-morning hours tomorrow, a few heavy bands through the afternoon, and then late Thursday night into Friday. Those bright pink bands working right over Chicago and the Cook County area. This is giving us a higher degree of confidence that there will be heavy snowfall right along the lakefront. Here are the latest on the amounts. About 9+ inches in and around the Cook County area. This is different than the last couple of storms we've had where the western suburbs got more than the Chicago area. A big storm for the city, the biggest that we've seen in several years around here. Further back into the northern and western counties, you'll still get plenty of snow, more than a ½ foot for everybody across the board. Further south in central Will County near Joliet and back to Ottawa, about 5 to 7 inches for you. Now over on the other side of the lake in northwest Indiana, it's the lake effect that's really going to nail you late Thursday into Friday, where you could get an additional foot of snow. LaPorte, Porter County, these places have been hit really hard with lake effect over the last couple of days, and that's going to continue for you again with this storm. The forecast now taking us into Friday. Little bit of snow continues into the early morning hours on Friday. Likely the commute will still be a little sticky on Friday morning. Temperatures, however, will be very, very cold behind this. A fresh blanket of snow will allow temperatures to be below 0. Over the weekend, we're in the teens. 12 degrees on Saturday, 19 on Sunday. Fresh blanket of snow is only going to exaggerate the cold around here. The wind chills could go down to 20 below again because the winds are going to pick up behind this storm system. The good news is down the stretch next Wednesday, back
30.
to the 30s.
I still don't see anything north of freezing, though.
Yeah, not yet, but it is in the 10-day trend. The pattern is really going to be shifting for the middle of the month. This is one storm system that you're going to have to get through and likely going to cause a headache for a lot of folks tomorrow. It'll look pretty as it comes down. It'll look like a snow globe.
We'll get through it
Just
together.
have to work it.
Yeah.